This is Gotta Talk About It, and you're listening to The Fellas.
Yeah, so there's one more DC movie in the can. I just can't even be excited about this shit anymore.
Oh my god.
And I'm a DC fanboy. I just can't for the life of me pin down what the fuck is wrong with these DC movies. What are they doing wrong? They're putting star power in there. They are good directors. They got a bottomless well of money to throw at it. I don't understand.
I tell you something. They have no sense of direction.
Star power or not, I think the least experienced actor in the entire movie actually did the best, and that was Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Gal Gadot fucking ate that shit up. She ate that whole fucking movie up. Really, you could have just given me a Wonder Woman Part 2. I'd have been happy as shit. I went into this theater expecting like dog shit. And I won't say I got dog shit, but what I got, I'll say here and now, I said it was lazy as shit.
Remember that time I told you with Ragnarok?
Yeah.
And I was worried that every week they were popping trailers. Every week. The same thing with Justice League.
Yeah.
And I'm worried. It's like every time that happens, it means this movie's going to be bad. And you were saying, no, there's a formula for this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, man, this is what happens.
No,
Well, I will tell you, the trailers for the Justice League were so fucking bad. I went into the theater like, let's just get this shit over with. Those trailers for Justice League were awful.
Well, you
awful.
know.
And I blame 99% of that on fucking Jason Momoa.
Why? He was one of the least annoying characters in the entire movie.
I will slap you in the fucking... You're fucking with me. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm
You're
serious.
fucking with me right
He
now,
was
right?
the most useless character.
No, it's not that he was useless. It's just he's acting like a pop collar dude, bro. Which
A
is
surfer.
fine. Which is fine. He's a surfer. He's Point Break.
Point Break.
That's fine.
That's what he was acting like.
But the way he was carrying himself,
Too
he
modern.
clearly wasn't as vacant as he was acting.
Okay.
Oh, you a bat? I dig it. Like, why the fuck you talking like that?
I think his acting got
Like,
better
what
when he went on the
Like
water.
a-
Hell
some
yeah,
biker-
bro. Let's
biker
fucking
guy.
do this, bro. Like, what the fuck?
My man.
Dude, you're clearly in your late 30s, early 40s. Why you fucking acting like this?
You know, when he said "my man," I was thinking about Ninja Turtles and
My man, are you a
Yeah,
fucking teenager
that's
from
what
the
he did.
mid-90s? What the fuck is going on?
The turtles had an excuse. They
Was this a-
learned all of their education through TV and modern.
He
Rocksteady and
lives
Bebop.
underwater.
This guy lives in the water and probably is super old. I mean, he knew about the guardians that are in that cave under the water. I would assume he would be a little bit more ancient.
All I'm saying, there was a problem in the get-go watching this movie in the first minute.
Don't
not
even go
jump
there
in
yet. Don't even go there yet, because that's a serious problem, and we're gonna point that out.
Yeah.
But real quick, I'm just gonna 30 seconds. I'll give you the plot.
All
It's
right,
simple.
all right.
There are some ancient boxes. Because with the boxes, someone can go and terraform the Earth so that it more resembles his planet,
Yeah.
and thus take it over. Not unlike Man of Steel,
Okay.
in which actually there is an enemy who has a device which will terraform the Earth and thus make it more like his planet and then conquer it.
Oh, so it's the same movie.
No, it's well, you're not listening. This guy in this new Justice League film
Yeah.
is going to acquire some boxes
Yeah.
that will terraform the Earth. But in Man of Steel, there is a machine
Oh, okay.
that will it's completely different. So yeah, it's just the boxes were supposed to be a mother box. I'll get into the DC lore. I'll get into that, but I'm gonna finish the plot. This character, his name is Steppenwolf. He's from the comics. I'll explain who he is later. But yeah, Steppenwolf is a general. He conquers lots of planets. He had to add Earth to his tally, but when he got to Earth, the people put up such a resistance that before he could fully break them and then terraform it, they kind of drove him off. And the thing is, he feeds on fear. So he's like, shit, I'm not gonna come back for a while. I need a sufficient amount of fear. And eventually there's a bunch of fear on Earth because Superman died. So he comes back, like, yeah, Superman's gone. Okay, let's do this. And Batman's trying to find out who this guy is, why his scouts are here, what the hell's going on. He has to get together a team. So of course, he gets the Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Aquaman, and they fight him. One way or another, the day is won. That's it. I apologize. This plot for a Justice League movie,
yeah.
they could have had so many better plots.
Oh yeah, no.
And this
definitely.
is just fucking lazy.
This
I'm just phoning this in.
You know, it's sad when you got Marvel's second stringers. You know, Thor, people think he's a first stringer hero. When I was growing up and reading the comics, I didn't give two shits about Thor.
I still don't to this day. The movie made me give a shit.
Yeah, the movie
You
makes you
know,
give a
but-
shit now because
Yeah.
they don't have access to the X-Men. So
Right.
now he's
Yeah.
kind of like an A-list hero, a first stringer now.
Yeah.
And I still look at him as a secondary tier 2 stringer hero. And this movie was spectacular, Ragnarok, where you got A-list heroes on the DC side and they can't cobble something together where it's entertaining. I don't know.
Maybe it's because they're not giving them their own movie first. Maybe that's what the problem is.
I think the problem is like DC does not have a sense of direction. Where they're gonna lead to, this movie has to lead to something here. So let's have these heroes do this, this, and that to lead it to the next one.
I think I see what you're saying. With Marvel, it's like when a cop is trying to bust a crime family, and you have one picture on the wall with the string going to all
Yep.
the other pictures. It seems like that's what Marvel's doing. I mean, for fuck's sake, they gave Ant-Man a movie which was completely pointless and bland, just so that you know when he's in the Avengers, oh, there's that guy. I know why he's there. I know what his story is. Instead of trying to cobble together some origin story within like 20 or 30 minutes of the actual main movie, and then you're just sitting there looking at him like he's a douchebag, Aquaman.
Yeah,
But I kind of get that. Maybe that's what they should be doing.
What does DC have? You know, you keep going down the list of heroes. You got a Hawkman and Mr. Elastic Man. I mean,
No,
they have some
don't give
stuff
me
in
that.
there.
DC has perfectly good. Fucking turn on your TV. Fucking Arrow, phenomenal. Fucking Flash, phenomenal. You're gonna tell me these fucking TV series are absolutely fantastic, but for some reason I wouldn't pay $20 to go see them in a theater, to go see a full movie?
I would see a full movie.
Exactly. Make a movie about the Flash and have it lead up to the Justice League. Make a movie about Green Arrow and have it lead up to the fucking movie. This can work. Why won't they do this?
They're lazy,
Like
man.
I said, no
I mean, I
sense
can't
of
fucking
direction.
figure that shit out.
Who's in charge? Like,
Man,
and putting
who
a plan
who
in
the hell
there.
knows?
Who's
Who
the main
hell knows?
detective, bro?
They're trying to be purchased by AT&T, and I was reading some blogs and shit. If AT&T gets Time Warner, the head of their movie division is fucking gone. They were actively discussing that. Yeah, Warner Brothers movie studio division, he's fucking gone. And they're gonna toss his ass
Oh,
right out the
man.
fucking door. But, I mean, hopefully that goes through. Maybe they'll fix it.
Yeah, but-
I don't know. Because here's to me, the number one Achilles heel.
Okay.
It's either the acting from the actors or the writing for the actors.
I'd say let's go with the writing for the actors.
I go for the writing too, because
So you think it's
said
the writing, not
Most
the acting?
definitely.
you said that Wonder Woman had the best acting in there. I agree
Yeah.
with you, but she had the worst lines. I
That's
was
not-
expecting to her to show you like a little wink, wink at the end. But I
Well-
mean, I have no problem with that.
That's not what bothers me. Is that none of the characters to me acted the way they should have.
None
acted.
of them.
No.
None of them.
No.
Ben Affleck is Batman. Looked tired and fucking defeated.
Look,
dude.
man, look.
And I'm saying as an actor, you know what? I'm trying, but give me my check. I want to go. He looked like he didn't want to fucking be there. bro.
Look. All I know, why does Ben Affleck look like he's got a suntan? Why does he look like he's sunburned?
I didn't notice that.
He lives in Gotham, right?
Yeah, he
That's
lives
what
in
is-
Gotham.
Right.
I didn't notice.
So he
the
fights
suntan.
crime in Gotham,
Yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
you did not see him and look like he was
What
sunburned.
Batman has
dude.
a fucking suntan,
You
bro?
told me who's
He's
that?
rich.
Is that
He
Ben
wants to be
Affleck?
hip.
I was like, yeah, that's Ben Affleck.
Well, I do remember
probably
when he
under
shaved
roof
his
all the
beard.
time.
I was like, wait,
There's
is that
sun
still Ben
everywhere.
Affleck?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
And my whole problem was they were trying to make him into Tony Starkish, where he's kind of funny, but not really. It didn't matter about his secret identity. Everybody and their mother was like secret identity.
Well, the thing that bothered me to begin with is that Batman's trying to form a team, period. I mean, his whole thing is, yeah, I'll do this shit myself. And if I can't figure it out, I'll just die trying to fight.
Wait a minute.
He had to be dragged into this whole idea, this we are a team mentality. And in the movie, he starts out, you know, we can't do this unless we're a team. We have to be a team.
Wait a
and
minute.
This and that. And I was like, this
the
doesn't make
movie
sense.
started out, he picked this guy, wrapped him up, and he's talking to Alfred in front of this guy.
Oh, you know, I did notice.
It's like,
I was
Alfred.
hoping maybe it was some sort of secure channel so that only he could hear.
You're
But
right.
because we're watching the movie, we're gonna hear.
yeah.
He's mentioning that
In
up
front
in
of a
the
criminal.
air in front of the guy. It's like, Alfred, wait a minute. If I was the bad guy,
Let me Google Alfred
Bruce?
and find out.
is that you, Bruce?
But yes, Batman's talking to some dude named Alfred. That was all over the place.
Was it me or he just left the freaking perp to go on to complete his devices?
Yeah, he lassoed up a perp and was using him as bait to get one of the Hellfire minions from Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Because apparently these things, they feed off fear.
Yeah.
Fear is like honey to them. They completely feed off it. It's what attracts them in. And he apparently saw one and he wanted to lure that one to him.
Yeah.
So he found some random perp and just like scared the living shit out of him, dangling him over a roof, just so that this thing could come at him and he could try to fight it off, which he did. I mean, he won, but it was pretty miserable. He was completely outmatched.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Makes sense.
I think that was lazy.
Even a scout from Apocalypse, it's like, Batman's not going to be able to fight this.
I mean,
he wasn't really pulling off what I thought Batman should have been.
It felt lazy. Even some action scenes here were lazy. The only well action scene done was the very beginning with Wonder Woman.
Dude, anything with them fucking Amazons. Please just make a Wonder Woman Part 2.
Yeah.
Can you just shelve everything that DC is doing and just make nothing but Wonder Woman
I have to
movies?
say something.
That shit with the Amazons was tight, dude. I love that shit.
I have to say something, though. You can clearly tell most of the scenes with Wonder Woman was reshot because she looked really skinny compared to what she looked like in Wonder Woman. She looked thin as shit. Like, they didn't give her time to bulk up a little bit and look strong. She looked really thin a lot of these scenes.
She was probably coming from the childbirth that she had. You know?
Possibly.
Yeah, she looked really, really, really...
Yeah. It's possible. You can have a kid and have a body like that. So
it's possible.
It's all about that beach body. So, okay, I have a problem with Batman.
Okay.
Let's go into our problems with Superman. Because Superman died. They're showing flashbacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
There was constantly something off-putting about him, which I didn't realize until afterwards, and I did some research.
Yeah.
Something uncanny valley with his face.
Oh.
Those rosy cheeks.
Oh, it looked like he was wearing makeup.
That missing upper lip.
Oh.
And this is an endemic problem with the whole movie. But apparently, I found out that Henry Cavill, who plays a Superman, was doing some other movie that required him to have a beard.
Mustache.
Oh, a mustache. I'm sorry. Required him to have a mustache. So he didn't want to get rid of his mustache. He's like, I'm doing this other movie. You gotta have a mustache.
You know how much that cost the studio?
How much?
$50 million.
Okay.
Just
to CGI him without a
mustache.
I would say, look, motherfucker, you shave your mustache. I will pay your studio the amount of money they're missing out on by waiting for you to grow a new mustache.
Fuck that.
It would have been less than $50 million.
Shave your mustache. Let me pick up one of those Party City mustache.
I mean, the wax mustache.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I don't think that works quite well in Hollywood.
It's the same shit.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that.
It's the same shit, man.
But either way, $50 million fucking dollars because you don't want to shave your goddamn hair is a fucking problem.
That's why most of these scenes look like if they were shot in a green screen studio, man. Because it's
dude, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that later. Because dude, I will go on forever about that shit.
Yeah.
This was CGI as fuck.
The CG in the beginning was so noticeable. I'm like, am I watching like television right now?
Yeah, I didn't know if they were doing it on purpose. You want to talk about the most blatant example? It took me out of the movie every fucking time I saw it. Fucking Cyborg. I could not look at this dude. Every time I saw his face, I'm like, oh, Jesus, for real. All right, we're going to go with it. It's in the movie, so I guess we're going to go with it.
I didn't like the CG of Wonder Woman on top of the statue. Like, that is so...
I didn't have as much of a problem with that. I mean...
It looked too fake.
My thing is, Ray Fisher, if you see Cyborg in the book, literally, the only outside flesh you can touch is right on his face, and that's it. Every other piece of his body besides that is a robot. Think Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
So if you read the comics, it is something he deals with. He's like, am I human or am I machine? There's like 98.9999% machine. Am I even a human being anymore? And that is something that they deal with. If he had his own fucking movie, I would have loved for us to go into that.
Yeah, I would have minded.
That would have been great as a thing to go into for a movie. But nope, throw him out there and have him as a pissed off, angsty teen.
What was his father?
Was he a teenager?
Was
Is he supposed to be a teenager? I couldn't tell. I thought he was...
Originally, in the books, in canon, because he's been around for a while, 30, 31, quite possibly 32.
Yeah.
Originally, when he first started, he was a Teen Titan. He was like 16.
What's the name
When it
of
first
his
happened.
the actor who played his father?
Oh, Joe Morton.
He looks familiar.
He's from Terminator 2.
Oh,
Damn,
He's
you
the
going
guy
back.
who built the chip.
Reverse
Remember that time that
engineer
he was?
I know what character you're talking about. I know the movie.
Come on, he was holding the button. It's like,
I can't hold you anymore. Yeah. How in the fuck did you realize that was him? I didn't know who that guy was.
I was
That guy
like,
wasn't
what?
important.
I was like, damn, this guy's still alive.
And
I
he's-
haven't seen him in a long time.
apparently he's still working on cyborgs, bro.
He was very off-putting because of his face. Acting, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't really there. I did think it was adequate. He seemed constantly somewhat pissed off.
Yeah.
Because his whole life was stolen from him. Like, yeah, you died in an explosion. Your dad saved you, and what are you going to do with it? His particular character, he's made using Kryptonian technology from
Yeah.
the ship, and the ship is made to heal and repair stuff. So it basically remade him from scratch. It's constantly upgrading him. He doesn't know what it's doing. He's hearing Kryptonian voices. He doesn't know what the machine's telling him.
Right.
And he's trying his best to pull off that frustration, and he doesn't quite do it. And the thing that pisses me off the most, why did they have that shitty fucking look for him?
I
He
don't
looked
know.
like a bunch of jagged blocks. Now, all the way at the end of the movie, the Kryptonian technology upgrades him so that he looks more like what he looks like in the book.
He's like,
Yeah.
Which
pixelated
is nice. Throughout the whole movie, it was painful to look at him, dude. I'm like, you look like shit.
Yeah.
You look like absolute shit. If I was an elderly man from Panama, I'd say, you look like shit. But he looked like shit in the movie, dude.
Well, you know, it's the Michael Bay
Between
version
that
of
and
him.
the completely CGI portion of his face, I was like, this ain't gonna work. I was like, this just ain't gonna work.
What do you think about the Flash?
Okay, let's go to the Flash. In the comic books, the Flash, when it comes to having a sense of humor, because really all the members of the JLA, they don't have a sense of humor. 'Cause
Yeah.
They see too much harsh shit. It's kind of difficult. With the Avengers, you can pull it off because the people who have a sense of humor have seen so much harsh shit that the only way they can deal with it is by making light of it. Think Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Think Hawkeye, that sort of thing. If you don't make a joke out of it, you'll go fucking nut. The people with the lightest sense of humor has always been the Flash and the Green Lantern. Because depending on which version of Flash and Green Lantern, Barry Allen and freaking, what was the guy whose career he was actually a manga artist? The best run of Green Lantern was Kyle Rayner. They were like best friends, and they were the most lighthearted guys. And Kyle Rayner used to just come up with some off the wall type shit with his ring, like anime characters everywhere. It was the best run for Green Lantern being in the JLA you ever saw. It was fucking awesome. But they were the most lighthearted ones. Now, in the movie, Barry Allen acts like a juvenile.
Yeah.
Which to me is kind of annoying.
It
They
needed it.
needed someone like that to resonate with the audience as the everyman. I don't know what's going on. I'm the oddball out.
Yeah.
It was a wee bit too much, in my opinion. At the end of the movie, he becomes a forensic criminologist.
Yes.
Which is what he was originally in the book before he became the Flash.
Yeah.
And that was a nice little nod off. I was kind of off put. Oh, the only way he can have a sense of humor is by being a child. That annoyed me because it comes right back to, I think,
Yeah.
possibly the number one problem I have. The movie was not subtle
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. Gal
Oh.
Gadot,
She was the best.
yeah. No,
was the best.
she did what she had to do. She was good.
Yeah.
I have zero complaints with Gal Gadot. Any complaints I have would be so minute. I'm not even going to go into it. All I can say is, God damn, that woman has a career.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
she's
beautiful.
good, man. Don't be sexist, bro. It's nothing to do with the beauty. She's got good acting chops. She can get the job done. She pulls it off. All the initial battle scenes they showed to intro the characters, they all seem like bullshit except Gal Gadot.
Yes.
She was the only one that actually looked like a real superhero
Yeah,
because
yes, she
of
did.
what she was doing. And I found that pretty awesome. It's like this guy had like a fully automatic rifle
Yeah.
and he's shooting and she's blocking every single bullet with her
Oh,
bracers.
I still have
And the thing
problems with this scene.
Well,
as
no,
well.
the thing is, Wonder Woman can do that, and we'll get to your problems. I know what your problems are. But Wonder Woman can move that fast. She can do that. I thought that was pretty awesome. Now, let's go to Amy Adams playing Lois Lane.
Was it me or I thought she was wearing a freaking wig? half the movie.
I don't know. The picture shows that her hair is red. I don't know. That's not what my problem is.
She looked horrible in a lot of the shots.
She did look horrible.
She looked like
She looked haggard and tired.
they woke her up at 5 a.m. and said, "We got to shoot this right now before the crack of dawn."
Dude,
and
she
they
looked like a single mother that was seriously reevaluating all the ways she went wrong in her life. That's what she looked like.
She had what we saw was the reshots after Zack Snyder. That's why she looked like a train wreck.
She did look like a train wreck, but on top of that, I don't even think they were in the cornfield, dude. That looked like they grabbed it from other footage and then put them in the scene, and
We'll get
none
into
of it
that
matched
later.
up. I'm like,
I will
yo,
explain
Jesus, we
I
got
thought it was
way
weird
too
for her
many
to say
complaints.
that,
So let's do
oh,
this.
you smell good. I mean,
I
the
thought
guy
they.
just got
She
resurrected.
said
Oh,
something because they were done fucking, and he had a shirt on
Yeah,
right
but-
before she was holding his abs right before she
Well,
walked in.
here's my main problem is, again, the writing. They did not portray Lois Lane the way she should have. This was a broken-hearted elderly cat lady in training. It's like, okay, the man you love, the man who's a god, the man who constantly throws himself in the face of danger. In the books, it's like he chose you because you're the strongest woman he can think of. You can't throw a truck through a building. You will stand up, look Superman in the eyes and say, go fuck yourself. That's a strong person. Someone who knows they can die and doesn't care because of strength of conviction. That's what Superman fell in love with. And she's not acting like that. It's like, as soon as he dies, I'm gonna fucking play my Ace of Base and cry into my blanket and eat a fucking tub of ice cream because my man died. Like, what the fuck? Went so heavy
Yeah,
into the mourning widower bullshit that just really kind of pissed me off.
we got a little montage of that too.
I don't even, whatever. I kept saying to myself, this is not Lois Lane.
Okay,
It just really, really,
let's move
really
on down
bothered
the
me.
list. Who else we got left?
Okay, let's go to Aquaman.
Didn't we
Now,
talk about him already?
no, we said we hate him.
Okay,
But
Jason
we
Momoa.
talk about,
yeah.
it seems weird. Jason Momoa, I only liked this guy when I had no idea what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah.
And that was in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Any movie he's in which he speaks, I just kind of like slap my head really hard and then start breathing deep and get up and walk out of the room. You ever saw him in that Conan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw
That
him in there.
Yeah.
That was,
I did not like that movie.
oh God, that was awful.
You know, it's funny because I'm not sure if you guys noticed this. Very beginning of the movie, Batman's there trying to recruit him and he takes his shirt off for the first time, how swole he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, you see him without a shirt. He's not that swole.
So it was CGI?
No, it means that was shot.
Ah, fucking reshoots. Jesus Christ.
Because he was all swole. I was like, damn, you could hear, some women gasp like, damn, that guy looked tight.
I can hear the water dripping on the floor.
Yeah. And then you see it later, it's like, that guy ain't that ripped. What happened to that first shot? It looked like he was taking steroids. His pecs were like freaking inches out of his chest.
Hell yes. Pecs were inches out of his fucking chest. And what's worse, even though he looked like a complete fucking douchebag, for the majority of his time as Aquaman, Aquaman was a complete fucking douchebag.
It's
You
nice.
could have written that just fine. I would have preferred to have it more, I hate humans because I'm supposed to be beholden to the undersea people.
Yeah.
And I hate the undersea people because my mother, who was the queen, abandoned me and wanted nothing to do with me. That was the real, douchebag Aquaman. In the comics, it's like, I hate both sides of my life. What do I do about this? How do I reconcile this?
You're right.
And his queen was like, fuck it, hate them both. And he was like, why would I do that? Because you're the fucking king. How you feel about them is irrelevant. Fuck them. Piss on them. You're the king. You do whatever the fuck you want. And that's when they had the gritty, bearded, fuck you all, I hope you die Aquaman. And that was a great, great run. It was a really good run.
Didn't you notice that he didn't care about the sea because he was drinking that bottle of whiskey and just broke it right into the sea?
That's because they're giving him the whole fuck you dad. I don't want this responsibility you're hoisting onto me. I've never wanted it. Why you keep going back down into the sea every fucking evening?
He has done roles like that,
doing?
Antoine. He has done roles like that. In the Stargate universe, he was in there, he was like the badass. And one thing you're right, is the more he opens his mouth, the more he's like, oh my God, why do we have it? And they were giving him great lines, and he was fucking them up.
Oh,
and guess
no.
what? In the last seasons, they just give him less lines.
You know, it's funny because you're the one that's saying, why the fuck is he walking around with a pitchfork everywhere? It's like,
He does nothing with it. There's
no, he was
special
using
about
it, but he was just walking down the street with a pitchfork. I mean, in every shot, he had to have the pitchfork with him. It's just on camera, it didn't look right.
The movie is a hot mess with regards to his character. But I will tell you, in the book, pitchfork. Him holding the pitchfork. The pitchfork is a symbol of office. If he is speaking on behalf of the Atlantean kingdom, he's going to have the pitchfork. But whenever he's doing some shit with the Justice League, he said straight up in the comic that this thing's fucking useless. I mean, yeah, I can do all sorts of impressive shit with it, but, you know, some fucking Aquaman. But in all honesty, I'll be just as good just punching you with my bare fist and break straight through your ribcage.
So who else we going? Let's go down the line. Let's keep going down.
So let's see. We got Cyber, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman. There's no one else of any real importance. I wouldn't really. Wait. Steppenwolf. Yes, Steppenwolf. His character was completely CGI'd.
It looked horrible, by the way.
It did. It looked like a fucking
shit.
Like a fucking
looked
toy.
like
Now,
really
Oh man,
here's what pisses me off. This is what the character looks like in the comic.
that looks pretty awesome.
It's just a dude with a helmet. What the fuck was this? What am I looking at on the screen in the movie? Steppenwolf is a dude with a helmet. I don't fucking understand. What the fuck is this?
That would have been nice. I would have enjoyed that.
That's fine, but they wanted to make it seem more supernatural, more threatening. So they made it look like
more Thanos looking.
Yes,
Yeah, well,
exactly.
Yeah, because he's descendant of Darkseid.
He's Darkseid's uncle. The whole thing is, I really would have loved it if they took 5 minutes to explain the lore. Like Wonder Woman could have been like, yes, this is Steppenwolf. He is the uncle of a man, blah, 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 blah. And when they're talking about stuff, to fight myself not to like lean over the seat in front of us and explain this to the people in front of us. They're like, okay, who is this guy? Steppenwolf. Who is Steppenwolf? I will kill you and transform this planet and become one of the new gods. And you're like, what the fuck is it? Where's the new god? And I was like, I want to tell him. So I'm going to tell you, our fans. I promise, guys. I'll be quick. This is my nerd busting out like the Incredible Hulk. Okay, so there was this planet. All the gods were on this planet. The hugest gods in the universe or whatever. Old gods. They were actually around before the Earth was even created. For some reason or other, because of a galactic event, the planet was split in two. And when I say split in two, I don't mean cut down the middle. There are two planets.
Yeah.
Exactly opposite ends. One is all good. One is all evil. Because the gods, they have good and evil in them, the Greek gods. This thing split them off into perfect halves. Nothing but unrepentant evil. Nothing but unimaginable good. The one that was unimaginable good was called New Genesis. The one that's ultimate evil was called Apocalypse. And it's just an absolute burning hellfire. And when it split up, the gods split up also. And they went from being the old gods to the new gods. Each one on New Genesis has its opposite on Apocalypse. Okay. And the whole thing is, the gods make no sense whatsoever. They only exist to exemplify pain, suffering, evil, hatred. There's like no reason for them. There's one god, Granny Goodwitch. Her whole purpose is to breed when the children of the new lieutenants for Darkseid, the leader of all the gods, she tortures and maims them to condition them to be what they need to be horrible people.
Okay.
That's fucking retarded. That's her only purpose. And then when you have New Genesis, which is ruled by the All-Father, they're all good. There's no care in the world. It's the land of honey and milk. There's no suffering, no war. And because these polar opposites exist, they have to kill each other. It's not even a matter of Darkseid being like, yeah, man, fuck these guys. I'm going to go do whatever. You can't. They have to destroy each other because they're exact opposites. But the thing is, they can't destroy each other. They're going to try, but they can't. Because when you destroy one, the other can't exist. You can't have good without evil. So it's a never-ending conflict. Now, Steppenwolf is the representation of subjugation and just like terror, conquering more and more worlds, and he'll end up making them just like Apocalypse is, so that it can be yet another world in their stable.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do with that world? Not going to do shit with it. He just has to do it because that's what he is.
Yeah.
And in the movie, he's saying, I will conquer this planet and finally be made one of the new gods, blah, 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 whatever. And people are like, what is that? Well, now you know. All the new gods are a fucking fallacy, and the entire universe will probably be off when they're all gone. If one side kills the other, great, because that side will cease to exist. Awesome.
Well, I didn't know that.
That's what the new gods are. Darkseid, All-Father, and in the movie here, the little boxes that are going to terraform everything.
Yeah.
It's called the Mother Box. They kind of bastardize what it is. The Mother Box that the New Gods use, both Darkseid's people and the New Genesis people, they use it. It plugs them into all knowledge of all things at all times.
Okay.
And for the most part, the New Gods don't treat it as spectacularly as this dude does because they take it for granted. And that's how they connect spiritually to everything. To lose their mother box or remove their mother box is like saying, yeah, guess what? You gotta live without the internet from now on.
No!
You just go home and no TV, no internet. You just go home and stare at the walls. You're not gonna die. You wanna know what's going on in the world? We'll walk outside and talk to your neighbor. And hopefully he's not a fucking moron. Maybe he can give you some good news.
Oh, that's why he was kind of pissed off.
Exactly. So
Okay,
that's
that makes
what
sense.
the mother box is. It's not this world-shaping shit.
They had that really good scene, though, with the Atlanteans and the Amazonians and the
You mean
men.
the flashback?
The flashback. That flashback really actually pretty cool.
First
That
man,
flashback
the
has
Atlanteans,
action in
and the
it.
Amazonians.
Before the Atlanteans were driven under the sea, and before the Amazonians had to be confined to one island.
Yeah.
It was everybody just living there. That's why they had huge armies. Okay, let's get into spoilers.
Yeah, the spoilers. This will be spoiler territory here.
Each
Okay.
person's gonna get one, so think about what it is you didn't like the most.
All right.
guys.
Well, within a minute, not even a minute
The
of
title
mo-
sequence.
the title sequence, you get all this propaganda crap, like SJW propaganda crap. All right, you see a
They're trying to show that because Superman died,
yeah, the world is now.
the world is now in chaos.
Even the
All because
music-
Superman died.
Even the music was like,
Don't
okay.
even get me started on that bullshit.
Even the music was awful. It's like, what the hell are you trying to say?
Yeah.
You got some random white guy destroying the shop of some Muslim family
Yeah, with cops there.
with cops there, and he's kicking over their produce. I'm like, what is this? Why is this a scene? Why do I need to see this? What is this relevant
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
to a superhero movie that has a grander scheme of
But what
things?
I can't figure out, I'm like, okay, there's a cop there, and apparently the Muslim woman who's running a store, she's wearing a hijab.
Yeah.
So people know that, she's Muslim, and this guy clearly has no hair. You know what that means.
Oh my god. Yeah,
He's a white man with no hair.
and
We
then-
all know what that means.
Oh yeah.
And
He's-
then, the cop is like, okay, leave. And he runs past the cop and kicks over her fruit stand. So the cop is like pushing him down and arresting him. And I'm like, you fucking serious? So this hate crimes never happened before Superman showed up.
Yeah, and then you get a homeless guy that said, I tried. When the song track says, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer because we try, or something, whatever is going on in that
Yeah,
musical-
because Superman is gone, the homeless man has given up trying to make a better life for himself.
Yeah.
Because Superman is gone.
Yeah. And then apparently the world is mourning him out of nowhere. Like, when did this happen? They were just gonna...
That's the fucking problem. It went from Man of Steel to Batman versus Superman, which I swear was like 5 months later.
Yeah.
And then from a Man of Steel, by the time Batman versus Superman happens, Batman is worshipped as a savior. At the end of Man of Steel, people were fucking scared of this guy. The U.S. government's like, this dude has no allegiance to anyone. This is a fucking problem. And I love that. Look, it's you or us, man. What are you going to do? He's going to have to prove that he's there for their best interest.
This is actually connects to the other problem I had, which was when Wonder Woman came out and her sequence was awesome, but couple of these dudes trying to blow up out of...
God.
I mean, look, man.
We're going to have to break this down what this problem is, because I was the one that pointed this out. I was like, you fucking kidding me? Because Superman is gone, there's a group of people that think the aliens, signs of the ultimate great satanic evil, are going to kill us all. I guess in order to spare us,
Yeah.
they have to blow us up. Why were they blowing up kids again?
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody that Wonder Woman was saving.
All the quote unquote terrorists
Yeah.
were white Europeans.
Yes.
That's number one. And I'm like, okay, here's my problem though. They look like they're most likely from a secular state. They're not running around screaming, God is wonderful, God is great, we must protect God. AKA, they're not saying Allahu Akbar.
Yeah.
Because if they were just walking around saying praise Jesus, it wouldn't be believable at all.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this because these things are devils and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, why are they from secular countries? That makes no sense. But we can't have Muslims doing that. That would be wrong. That's number one. Then number two, when she puts the lasso on the dude, she was like, okay, who are you? We are the terrorist organization known as so. No terrorist calls himself a terrorist.
Yeah. Oh,
If
I didn't
you
actually
truly
catch that.
believe it, Does Osama bin Laden call himself a terrorist?
No, he's not.
He's a freedom fighter.
Yeah, he's a freedom fighter.
He's a freedom fighter against oppression. Do communist revolutionaries call themselves terrorists? No. They're the people's revolutionaries. Why are you going to put the lasso of truth on this guy? I'm the terrorist. I want to kill men and women and eat your babies. You know, get the fuck out of here. Again, no subtlety. That's the SAW shit. What do you hate? What did you hate the most about this?
There's a part that I liked, and then right after I hate it, and I busted out laughing, and the people next to me were like looking at me like, "Why are you laughing? Shut up!" But it was right after Superman was resurrected, and that was an awesome scene where he
digging up his fucking grave. Lazy.
You know, like where they were fighting him, he was a little bit confused and angry,
we'll get to that.
Whatever. I liked it that, but right after all that trouble of them resurrecting him, nobody was watching the box. So the bad guy just...
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
You know, teleported into wherever the box... It was probably like left on the car, like on the top of the hood
right on
or
top
something.
Of the car. Yeah.
Exposed to the air. So this guy just like, okay, they're too busy fighting over there. I'm just going to pick this up and go. I just thought that was the stupidest thing in the world.
I mean, how did he even know it was even there?
No, it's because where the box was before, the box was inert. The box didn't become active until freaking the Flash touched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
what about you, Dane? Pick one scene.
The CGI Superman when he was fighting Steppenwolf. It's like, what was he? When everybody was getting their asses kicked, he shows up and he says something. Does anybody need fight this? Was it Bozo or some shit like that? He says something funny. Does anybody need help on this creep?
Well,
anyone need some help with this creep?
I mean, wow.
And I was like, really? That's what you're gonna introduce him in?
It's like, okay, that's what we're doing now.
This felt like an episode of Dragon Ball Z. You got your third stringer heroes.
Yeah.
They're trying to fight, Vegeta or
your Piccolos, you mean?
Yeah, the Piccolos.
No, sorry. Third stringer would be your Krillins.
Yeah, your Krillins.
Your second stringers would be your Piccolos.
Yes.
And then everyone else higher than that has some form of Saiyan blood.
Yeah, so pretty much they were just trying to fend off Steppenwolf while Superman was coming back from Snake Way.
So he can punch him in the face a couple times.
Yeah, a couple of times, yeah. And I-beam him and make everybody look totally useless.
Yeah, let's have a team where we're not gonna beat up Steppenwolf because we can, just to resurrect Superman. They could make a better movie out of it.
Yeah,
they could have made a better movie out of it. Have Superman being resurrected.
That's all. That's all this should have been.
Resurrected on his black suit with long hair and a beard going on.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind the way he looked because he died shaved up. What I think this movie should have been, it should have been all about the resurrection. That fight scene with the heroes versus him was fantastic. Yeah, that was the best part of the movie. We needed more of that, not less of it. And what we really needed was a little bit more subtlety with some of the characters. There's a couple of scenes in the movie
that needed subtlety so badly. There
was this one scene, I looked at it, and it was edited out. They might have edited it out. It was when Batman was arguing with Wonder Woman. He talked shit about, the man that, she loved that died. I forgot his name, whatever it is. And she punched him in the chest. If you didn't notice that when she pushed him in the chest, she literally was going to kill him. And what happens is you saw lightning around Bruce Wayne. So pretty much you'll see that the Flash was slowing him down. That way he didn't actually go through the boxes. And then the scene right after that, you see the Flash sitting back down.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice that because it was so quick. It was so quick and it was so subtle that it was a scene that they edited out, I guess, for time. But I thought that would have been really cool.
I really, really appreciated the fact that they showed, instead of making the Flash exactly like Quicksilver was in the X-Men, they showed that he's actually using the Speed Force, which is completely different.
Yeah.
That's why anytime he does anything, even if it's a slight movement, if he's using his really fast speed, you see that lightning, that's the Speed
great.
Force.
Yeah.
If Quicksilver's standing still, everything's going to be going at normal speed.
Yeah.
If the Flash enters the Speed Force, he can be standing still and no one's moving.
Yeah.
Because even standing still, he's moving faster. There's electricity everywhere, but you notice people aren't bursting into flames from the electricity. No, it's because he's in
the Speed Force.
The Speed Force. It's a completely separate dimension. That's where he can go through time. He can do all that stuff. You can clearly tell when it went from Zack Snyder to Joss Whedon. You're right. The last scene Superman's colors were hurting my eyes,
Yeah.
bro. It was popping on the fucking scene. Like, god damn. Like, why does his costume look like
Glowing.
his costume looks like a fucking clown.
Was it me on that
It
last
looks
scene?
goofy. It's
Yeah.
because the colors were so
Because-
fucking
No, no.
bright.
Colors
Was
were-
that even Batman? Was that Ben Affleck in that last
No,
scene?
not Ben Affleck. I'm talking about Superman.
Yeah, but it didn't even look like Ben Affleck was there.
I don't know, man.
That's
I don't
why
even know.
when you saw Wonder Woman standing in that statue look weird. Because they
It's
already
daytime?
filmed her in that statue, but it was a different statue. So she was just standing in there, so they had to use her footage with a new CGI. And didn't match.
Just a
It
bad
didn't
scene.
match.
It was just a retarded.
I blame the studio.
Look, look. This
cinematography.
movie, they spent $500 million on this movie.
Yeah.
$500 million. They should have just
That's
said,
the bad
we're going to
part about
cut
this.
the losses. We're going to just film something completely new and
no,
start from scratch.
no, not when you spend $500 million. No.
I've seen shows with better
If
CG
you
than
had
this.
to, if you had to cut your losses at $500 million, this shit's DOA. it ain't coming back. That's just too much money. But I don't think I had a chance to say what I didn't like the
No.
most. Before I say what I didn't like the most, I'm gonna ask you guys which one I should choose because there's two.
Oh, okay.
They come so close. One is the lack of imagination and potential that was there. Because I'm just watching it and saying, I could have done that better. I've become a better idea. I've become a better idea, whatever. That's the one. And the two, the editing, easily tell. Anytime there's a joke or something that's somewhat jovial, you can easily tell, yes, Josh Whedon. That whole last fight, I would guarantee you was Josh Whedon all the way. Josh Whedon.
Yeah.
But you know
But
what?
Did you like it? The last battle?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was kind of boring when Superman showed up. but,
Yeah.
you know, still. I mean, the fight with the Amazons had,
That was the best scene.
That was great.
dude, I had an erection, man. I had the bald eagle perched on the tip of my dick. I was up there with a bald eagle perched there, just looking at and the American flag was in the background. That was
With the
awesome.
flag outside.
And-
Hell yeah, dude.
And they didn't have those goofy punchlines. I mean, they said
No,
something.
they're Amazons. They don't have senses of humor.
Right,
That's the
it-
whole.
it was
That,
like, that
that was
made
the
it
whole
good.
thing with
That-
Wonder Woman. She never got like sarcasm. That,
she
that was
had
supposed to be
some
part of the joke.
sarcasm.
Well, there
Wink,
was a
wink.
part where the queen was like, "Well, you're not gonna like this visit." I'm like, "See, that's a joke, and that's you did it.
That's a threat.
That's a threat, or
That's not a joke.
It made me laugh.
That's a
at
threat.
least.
But no, the whole
the
thing
other
with the
punchlines
Amazons.
are uncalled for. It
I mean,
was-
but the thing is, even with the Amazons, there was lots of imagination in what they did. That's why it, it had to have been Josh Whedon. Because remember, I wrap my lasso, I throw it in the box, I yank the box up, it goes past me. Oh shit, the guy's coming. What do? Take the other end of my lasso, put the arrow on it, and shoot it to move the box further
that
up
was
while I
great.
hold him off. That was fucking awesome.
That was
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I will
that was
sacrifice myself for the greater good.
And you
That
know
was
what?
Awesome.
And you know what? You have to give credit to the director of Wonder Woman and her team pretty much visualized that combat
Yep.
scene because Justice League was already being filmed. So it looks like, yeah, you're right, that, Josh Whedon had to retool a lot of that stuff just to make it match.
Yeah.
But here's what I'll tell you what I mean when I say a lack of imagination and a lack of potential. After seeing him fight the Amazons to get that first box, I was so hyped up to
Yeah.
see him go after the Atlanteans. You sit here and tell me that wasn't boring as shit.
There
Oh,
was
yeah,
one
yeah.
guard? Are you telling me that Atlantis has
When
one
he-
guard?
no,
One
no,
actual
no,
guard?
There was,
There
there was,
were- there
there
were
was
more
four.
guards, or-
There was four
Yeah.
plus Mara, who apparently in this is not his queen for some reason.
They don't reproduce
But-
in Atlantis?
No, they do.
they do it. How does
They do. But the whole thing is, it just sucked. I don't understand
Yeah,
what happened.
so
but-
there's only like 3 guys on duty at one time in Atlantis.
But here's my thing. I would have kept it like that. Yeah, there's only 4 guys on guard duty. Why? Because you're in fucking Atlantis. First of all, you're underwater. You can't punch. It's fucking water. And I would have had the Atlanteans, what I would have had them doing is doing like short punches, and you would see the concussion going through the water and hitting you like a fucking sledgehammer through the chest from the concussion going through the water.
That
But if
would've
you
made
try to-
sense.
If you try to hit them back, you can't because it's water. Your hands are going slow. That's number 1. Number 2, as soon as he tries to go towards that box, I don't know where, sharks,
Yeah.
fucking piranhas, things that are not native to there will start attacking him just to keep him busy.
Bro, a Kraken, bro.
That would have been the main thing. Once he got to the box close enough to touch it, I'd have had him grab it, and you can hear the boom tube. But because it's in the water, the boom tube's coming down slower, and you will hear a rumbling, and you just see the whole ground shift and open up. And tentacles are coming up. And I had the fucking tentacles grab him. He was like, oh shit, it's a fucking Kraken. That Kraken would be grabbing him. And when he looks down, all he sees are teeth. And it's just fucking pulling him down.
That would have been amazing.
And then the boom tube comes and it's pulling it up. And you can see the boom tube yanking him up. It's kind of lifting up the entire Kraken. And so you can see the other shorter arms up there as it's holding him. But before he gets in the boom tube, that's when Aquaman would show up.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's their fucking defenses. Just you being in the water is a problem. Now we have an ocean with billions and billions and billions of different things we can call on. Things people never even heard of to hold you back. I would have had that dude fighting way more than he did with the Amazons. I'd have had him bring in his little minions, and I just had the fucking sharks coming in. I'd have had them, like, because you can't punch and you can't stab because you're in the water, it's going so slow. I'd have had them, like, grabbing sharks and tearing them open. Whatever, you tore open one, guess what? Here's 5 more. Fucking sharks
That'd be
just as far
tearing
as
them
movie.
to pieces. That's what I would have had.
That would have been animal
you never would have
cruelty.
gotten that.
No,
you never. It's CGI.
Yeah, Peter would have been on their case.
Man, Peter
Was
can
he
suck a
supposed to
dick. It's
have-
CGI.
Was he supposed to have the power of moving the water?
Yes.
Like an airbender?
Yeah.
Because I felt like it wasn't enough power.
Compared to everyone else, Aquaman doesn't have enough power. This is canon.
Okay.
Yes.
I just felt like they're limiting his character
He
so
can.
much on purpose.
Here's the thing:
that-
he can manipulate water because of the pressure with the depths that he goes into in the ocean. He's powerful. He's not on par with Superman. Not on par with Wonder Woman. He's leagues above any human. He's very, very, very strong. Also, of course, communicate with fish. It's not just fish, actually. It's any oxygen-based organism. You're not actually talking with fish because they're not intelligent enough for that. You're just affecting their instincts. So when it comes to land animals, he can talk to them. Yeah, who the fuck are you? Yeah, I need you to run and hit this car. Come on, man. Fuck off. Why would I fucking do that? They're intelligent enough to have conversations with, but then why would they need to?
Yeah.
But if a fish thinks, oh, I have to go over here to eat, and you mess with his instincts, oh, it's time to eat, there's food over there, the fish are going to go in that direction. You tell the shark, hey, it's time to eat, and this guy looks closest to a minnow, the shark's gonna come after him. You're like, man, he commanded that shark to eat. No, he just fucked with its instincts. The sharks aren't smart enough to talk to.
Before we wrap it up, I think I really enjoyed the fight when we were trying to hold down Superman.
Yeah, that
And
was the best scene.
Batman trying to hold him, getting his ass kicked, and Wonder Woman, and then Aquaman grabbing him. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you see Barry running to the side of him just to get behind him, and you see Superman eye rotating.
That
just
was
to
the
see
best
him,
scene.
Just to catch him.
Yeah.
You see Barry's mouth jaw drop.
Yeah.
That was great.
Now,
That was
what I
great.
didn't like, though, I do like the fact that Superman, his eyes can go fast enough to see Barry. I like that. However, it's already been proven in the books
That-
if the Flash doesn't want Superman to touch him, Superman can't touch him. I mean, Superman's excruciatingly fast. He's faster when he flies than when he runs.
Yeah.
But even when Superman flies at top speed, if the Flash wants to, the Flash can easily outpace Superman. The only problem is when the Flash runs fast enough to move faster than Superman flying, he's going to escape Earth's gravity. And he's going to go off the planet.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is why he typically doesn't do that. And also, if he takes it even faster than that, trying to outpace Superman,
He'll go back in time.
he's going to go through time because I'm going to end up on the moon. I will say this. Super duper spoiler. This is a spoiler on top of a spoiler. If you wait past all the credits, Lex Luthor, you find out that he has escaped Arkham, which honestly, it being Lex Luthor, he could have done it any time. He probably just wanted the peace and quiet of a cell to figure out where he went wrong. So he escapes Arkham, and you see he's on his gigantic yacht. Deadpool shows up.
I mean,
Slade, he
you
shows
mean-
up.
You mean?
No, I thought that was.
That's not Deadpool. That's
That's true. You know what? Because That's why they made Deadpool to mock
Remember, it
Deathstroke.
was Flash, the show.
They made Deadpool to mock Deathstroke. But yes, Slade Wilson shows up. He goes to Luthor and he takes off his mask and you can see he looks exactly like he does in the comic. I'm like, oh God, yes. Oh, he looks like in the comic. He's got all white hair. He's got the goatee and shit, the patch. Beautiful. And Luthor says, hey, it looks like these heroes have formed their own little league and whatnot. So the world is going to get much more orderly. And before, for Lex Luthor, this wouldn't have been a problem. He's like, shit, I just broke out of jail. I'm a fugitive now. You're a fucking mercenary. People like us, you know, we're going to be on fucking borrowed time. We can't make a living. So I think it's only fair that we make a league of our own. And like, holy shit, holy. I feel like I'm watching ECW. It's like, so basically, Dane, what was the name of the opposite version? Was it the Injustice League or was it something else? League of Villains?
League of Doom.
Was that it? It was called the League of Doom.
They're not going to call that shit the League of Doom. They're going to call it Injustice League.
No, wasn't that for like the shitty Super Friends
the League
cartoon?
of Doom.
Okay, so Lex Luthor will be making the League of Doom. And I was like, you know what? Perfect. I did not like the villain in this. I will watch the ever-living shit out of a Justice League movie in which they're facing off against the League of Doom. That was awesome. But most importantly, for you, Dane, you said DC doesn't have a vision.
Exactly. They don't have a certain point where they could focus on the future on A, B, and C in films.
I will say Zack Snyder's parting shot, he did show that he set this up for the end of Man of Steel. Remember what Lex Luthor was saying. Devils don't come from beneath us. They come from the sky. And then in this movie, Bruce Wayne was like, yeah, Luthor's got all these documents about 3 cubes. I don't know what the hell this is. I'm trying to figure this out. And then at the end of Batman v Superman, when Batman went to confront Lex Luthor in his cell, you know what he said? It's too late. The dinner bell has been rung and they're on their way. Can you hear the dinner bell? Ding, ding, ding.
3 times.
And what do these people feed on? Fear.
Yep.
And Superman's dead. You just rang the dinner bell because people are now afraid and they're on their way. And this was what Luthor was trying to prevent because Lex Luthor does not believe that he can trust you with understanding what's best. He has to do it himself. So instead of saying, hey, M, this thing's gonna happen, why don't you help me out? No, I'm gonna blackmail you with some photos that I have of you at a strip club and I'm gonna order you to do this because I can't trust you to decide to do it. So he tries to force Superman to work for him. Why? Because he's going to need Superman to stop this guy. And he has all this information on these other superpowered people. Why? Because he's going to force them to help too. He's going to make his own Justice League. Luthor was basically going to do the same shit Batman did. And isn't that just like Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
The only thing is, he's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick because he doesn't trust other people to be able to come up with this themselves and choose for themselves because they're stupid, because they're not Lex Luthor. So I have to do it for them. And I'm going to do it for them by bending their fingers back until they realize what's good for them.
Yeah.
And he set it up. Zack Snyder set this up. I was like, you know what? I like that.
Antoine, on that beautiful note, let's review the movie.
I thought about it. I'm going to give this a low matinee. I gave Batman v Superman a full price because they had the world stacked against them and they put out a movie that was not completely terrible. I had assumed they could learn from that. Justice League to me would be much easier to make. You have much more to work with than Batman v Superman. Between Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers just completely fucking this up and jumping back and forth and getting new fucking directors. And make sure there's this in there and make sure there's that in there and make sure there's this and that. It's a fucking clusterfuck. They should have known better. They had the time. They had the lessons to be learned. They still fucked it up, but it's still an enjoyable movie. I'm going to give it a low matinee. If they make another one and they fuck it up again,
It's dead to you?
it's going to be a fucking rental if they're lucky.
Oh, man.
If they fuck it up again. It's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
It's a sliding scale.
Well, for me, I am going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the low matinee. Only because it wasn't terrible. It
Right.
wasn't, I would have given this a rental if it was horrible. But there were scenes in this movie that should have never been there.
Right.
The editing was awful. Why
Yes.
is the Flash and Cyborg using a shovel to dig up Superman's body?
Flash
when they-
could have done that in 2 minutes.
Not
And
even
let-
less than a
Yeah.
second. Oh,
Yeah.
his body's here. Okay, we showed up. You know,
Maybe his sugar was low.
What? Why in the hell does Cyborg use that stupid wall crawler up the side of the tunnel when he could have just
Yeah.
boosted them all up? He just leaves?
He could have flew and he could fly at that point.
Yeah, he could have flown. There's just a
Yeah,
lot of
that's kinda bad-
questionable
that's kinda bad
things.
writing because they don't use the comic
A
book.
lot of questionable things.
Cyborg could have rewired that wall crawler to become something completely different.
Yeah.
It would have
nanotech.
rewired itself. It would have gotten jets out of nowhere. Cyborg can do that. So
And my final critique, this is the first movie where Batman's in where his vehicles are total shit. They're all
Yeah.
useless.
yeah, they are actually.
They're all
Yeah.
useless. I mean, the Batwing, you don't see him use it. You know, you have his car vehicle, which, you know, I guess was, you know, you always gotta have a Batman car. But that wall crawler, what's the point of that? It's like a fucking tank. And that one space carrier, I mean, and all the CGI was just
You're
fucking
gonna
awful.
get the fucking Nightcrawler for
Yeah,
Christmas.
low matinee. M, what do you got?
I'm torn between a high rental and a low matinee. I can't
Wow.
make up my mind because
Is peer pressure not a good thing in these days?
Just
go with the crowd.
Like when I saw
The crowd
movie,
will
I'm
like you.
Oh, it's okay.
Not enough
It's
chest?
Okay, but when I realized, wait, Man of Steel sucks so bad, I never want to see it.
Oh,
And-
hey now, I like that movie.
and-
Come on.
I keep calling it the part 2, but
No,
Batman versus Superman?
versus Superman also.
If
was
you're
hard.
gonna say it's a
It
part,
was
Batman versus
so-so.
Superman would be part
This
3.
was the best out of the 3. I
Okay.
never really rated publicly, the other 2 movies, but
Mhm.
it's better than those movies, but still
Not
not good
saying
enough
much.
for me to watch it again. But it was much better than predecessors.
So what you gonna give it?
Just go with it. Just go with it. It's
Just
all right.
spit it out. We'll hate you if it's something we don't agree with, but that's fine. Just
I
spit
would
it
go
out.
with a low matinee because it is still because superheroes. It's still fiction. It's still action. and,
It's just some
that-
guy bullshit.
Yeah.
know.
Go ahead, say it. It's sexist, but go ahead, say it. Some stupid shit guys watch. Like when I say a dumb chick flick. Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
there was a lot of parts that were dumb, but it was just good old fashioned entertainment. So I guess if you don't
That you don't normally watch.
if you
I
don't
understand.
overthink it, you could enjoy the movie. But
Right.
if you overthink it, or if you're
Because
like,
guys are stupid. So Dane, what do you give it?
I will give it a low matinee.
God
Whoa.
damn.
Low matinee.
Flat
It's like-
across. This is like
when,
rolling the dice to the casino.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's like when
Snake
Ray,
eyes.
open his wallet and he has that you have one free ticket to go to the theater.
Which I
Oh,
still
And
have.
you use it. That's what it is. It's like you having a steak and nobody puts salt on it. It's
Oh.
like,
It's
oh
fucked
my
up.
god, it's the steak, but
Like,
there's
yo,
no
can I,
salt on it.
Excuse me, brother. Brother, can I speak to you for a minute?
and you still have
Hey,
to
look,
eat the
this
steak,
steak-
because you spend the money buying
Yep.
it.
Look,
You
I spent money on a steak. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it. So don't think I'm upset with you. But your boy back there didn't put no salt on that. So if you just go back there, just let him know. So, yo, you brought a steak out there. There's no salt. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it. I just don't want nobody else to have to go through that. Just let them know there's no salt in the steak.
Sir, we have no salt, so that's how
Well,
it
you
is.
know, you could have told me that before I ordered that steak. So again, no disrespect. I ain't talking about you. Your man back there should have gotten some salt. He should have went to the store, got some Lowry's, and put that shit on my fucking steak.
The reason why he messed up your steak is because, the one chef that was working on your steak had a family emergency.
Look,
and
man,
he
look,
gave it
man.
off to another guy
That
to
ain't
try
my
to finish.
fucking problem.
And he told him.
You know what? Look. Shh. No disrespect for you, okay? I understand your boy. Your boy had an emergency. We all get them. I understand that. I'm just saying, his family emergency. I ain't got no family emergency. I gave him my money. And if I gave him my money, he said, yo, I got a family emergency, this, that, and the other. I probably still would have had the steak, but I would have been respected by being told he got an emergency.
Yeah.
Now you sitting here telling me after the fucking fact, after I already gave you my money,
Yeah,
that I can't get the shit I want because of some other shit?
yeah.
You know?
That's how it went
I'm
down.
just saying, you go back, you tell your boy, next time you need to put some motherfucking salt on a fucking steak. That's all I'm saying. You feel me?
I feel.
Shut the fuck up.
Do
and
you
eat
feel
your
me?
steak.
All right, so this movie gets a straight across the board
Yeah.
matinee.
Yeah. All right, guys. Don't forget to visit our website at g2ta.net and gottatalkaboutit.com. Don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends.
Wow, I don't hear nothing.
It's great. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. All right, ready?
Maybe we should keep all this shit in.
Just
Anytime.
cut the tape, man.
Just you know what? You know
I
what?
fucked this up.
That's it. That's
Hold on.
it.
Hold
I'm
on.
outta
Wait,
here.
wait.
Just
Wait,
I'm
wait,
outta
wait,
here.
wait, wait,
I'm
wait.
outta here. Goodbye.
Cut the tape, bro.
Cut it.
That was the beauty of Warner Brothers editing
Man,
right
shut
there.
the fuck up. You had one fucking job.
Yeah.
You had one fucking job. I'm gonna call you Samuel Tardy. No, what's the guy from Game of Thrones? Is it Sam Tardy?
Tully?
Samuel
Is it Tully?
I don't know,
Sam
man.
Tully? You had one job, Sam. One job.